Pantry Talk. This is the sister channel to the Bear Pantry Show. This is where you're going to find honest reviews, exciting unboxings, do-it-yourself projects, and engaging commentary. Belizean black fruit cake, stewed oxtails, warm Creole bread. Simply the best Belizean dishes you can make at home. Watch. Just add flour, baking powder, and milk in a small bowl. Mix, roll flat, then deep fry for a fry jack that is so versatile that it goes perfect with everything. Start the day off right with my simple Belizean Johnny cakes that can be made in the oven or air fryer. All these recipes can be found in my Belizean cookbook Beans and Rice Volume 2. Get a copy today only at www.barepantryshow.com. Shop safely and securely at www.barepantryshow.com. Hello. How are you guys doing today? Friday, August the 16th, 2024. If my little cousin had lived, Uncle Roger's daughter, she would have had a birthday today. I don't know how old she would have been, 30-something. So how is everybody doing today? I've had a pretty busy day. I went to Walmart. Why is Walmart doing this thing lately where they'll put something nice looking on a shelf, like 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, right? And they have a price on the bottom that is like so cheap, like $10 or $12. And then when you take it up to, check it out, it's like $39. $25, $59. I mean, what the actual hell is going on here? And you could say, okay, match the thingy on the numbers on the item to the number. There's no numbers that comes close. So we constantly have to grab somebody to come with their little thingy and say, oh, that's going to be blah, blah, blah. So I think Joshua says they have an app, a Walmart app. Baby, okay? To where you can put it on your phone and you can scan it yourself. So this time I didn't have to take the item back. Last time I took the item back. The hell? Hi, Simply Smarter Shopping. How are you? Yeah, last time I took the item back because it was like a cooler bag thingy for the beach. And it said $10. When I get up there, that thing was $35. Today was a hamper for your clothes. It said like $12.99 or something like that. When the guy scanned it, it was $39 something. I said, what the actual F is going on here? I think they're trying to trick us because they figure once you get up front, you're going to buy it. No, I'm going to leave it. And if I've already paid for it because Joe wasn't paying attention and didn't see the price pop up, I'm going to walk right back and turn it back in. Hi, Miss Lucky. I know you sent me something just now as I was going live. Jory always calls me every day the minute I'm going live. He knows I go live at 4 o'clock. And he goes, why do I call you every day at 4? Because he's Jory. He's Jory. Let me try to pin up my hair. Ay. So today I went back to the place that I got the fabric from to make my dress. And I showed the little lady and her husband the dress that I made. They were so excited. When they sell you the fabric, they don't know what you're going to make with it. And so when I'm in Walmart and I see people buying fabric, I always want to be nosy and go, what you going to go make? Oh my God, can you teach me how to make that? But I don't ask, of course. So these people don't know what you're going to go make. And so I told her I was going to go make this dress. And I went back and I showed her the pictures. And then I bought 10 reels of thread from her. But what they do is they wind it off of the big cone of thread. I have several big cone of threads up there from my mom, but it doesn't fit on the sewing machine that we're using. It fits on my mom's big sewing machine that's in the garage. That one is more for like people who know what they're doing and making quilts and stuff like that and comforters and just big items. So I bought 10 reels for $1 each. She gives you quite a bit on the reel, but they have to reel it off with a machine. And so I told her, I'll pay and come back and get it tomorrow so I can give your husband time to get it done. Don't rush him. Leave the man alone. It's already hot. So I got primary colors like white, black, yellow, green, stuff like that. So 8 people in the chat. Be sure to like the video. I didn't put that girl's name in my title because even though I want the views and stuff, I don't need the flack. But I definitely, Miss Lucky, I'm trying so hard. I'm trying so hard to like sew other things. I wish that I knew how to make underwear because the underwear we're buying out there nowadays are trifling. The ones that's called Lucky from Costco, they're so wonderful. They fit you nice. They're not like going this way and that way, riding up all about the place. But the minute you give it to wash, the lace from around the top comes off. and I don't like tear it off. So if I ever get caught unawares in the street and the ambulance have to come, they're going to go, "What the hell kind of tear draws this gal to wear?" Some of them I just rip off the lace, right? So I bought a thing to put on the wall. This is birthday money I'm spending. I bought a thing to put on the wall for you to put your reels of threads. I'll take a picture and show it, Instagram or something. But when I get the other threads from the lady tomorrow, I'll set up all my colors. You know, I'm such a Leo with that type of stuff. I'm into organization. Everything has a place and every place has a thing, and I will go, like, when I get those colors, I will go across the color spectrum, like which one's supposed to come first in the color spectrum, right? That's the kind of stuff I'll do. Joe don't care. He'll just toss it up there and he'll move it out of place and I'll go nuts. Why God put us together? Anyways, first of all, I want to talk about Baron Trump, but I didn't want to put his name in my title because child. So, anyways, there's this nanny that's on Twitter, and I learned about this through one of my psychics that I like to watch, and through my friend Jovi Beauty. You guys go check out Jovi Beauty channel, Jovi Beauty. She put up a video about Baron Trump, and her video is only 11 minutes long, so it's not like you have to stay there long or whatever. Like the video, tell her you came from the Bear Panther show, so she can know that I still watch Jovi quite often. And she talked about the guy on Twitter, the nanny. I guess he's a Manny with the M. And he did not work for Trump. He did not work for the school that the kids attended, but he worked for another family that is in the little circle. I have a cousin who's a nanny, and these nannies will get together at the park and they'll get caught up on what's going on with the children's lives. Sometimes they'll gossip about the bosses. My cousin did not used to indulge in that because you never know when you might have to go work for that boss. So she said, I shut my friggin' mouth. But sometimes your silence gives them permission to say that you said something. Somebody tells you something so out of pocket and you don't correct it, they're going to think you agree with them. You know what I mean? So this guy came out. This is a handsome, brown skinned black guy. I thought he was white at first when I heard he was spilling all the tea. So he said that Baron ain't ish, that he slapped it or bitch slap his own manny or nanny. I don't know if he had a man or a woman. And that he unalived a rabbit in a trap, but then took it to school to show the kids that it was unalive. And then he was accused of inappropriate behaviors at sleepovers, inappropriate behaviors with boys. And pretty much they said he's a little mini Trump. And I used to ask Joe when Trump first got in and that kid was young. I asked Joe, I said, what does that kid think about his dad and the way his dad is? Because I know what I think about my dad, and how I just stay quiet because it's just like I want to pop off. And Joe said, maybe he feels the same way you do. Maybe he's all right. But then later on, when he turned 18, and they say he's going to be a delegate, because he's over there now promoting for them to vote for his dad, of course. Maybe the dad pushing him to do that, I don't know. But it's really sad that he probably wasn't born like that, but no, he became that way because his father a narcissist, his mother a narcissist. Hi, 27 Love. How are you, darling? How are you this blessed evening? So, yeah, that's the gossip about him. So I knew that was going to be short, so I definitely didn't want to put that in the title. I'm praying for the young man. His name is Mr. Weeks, just like Weeks. Go find him on Twitter. Go follow him. Go read all his posts. Some white chick came after him to threaten his life because of what he's saying. And somebody gone, the Twitter FBI done gonna dig up the she background and find out all the she criminal, we call it rap sheet. So she need to sit down and shut up, go somewhere. But I pray they don't try to unalive this guy because he's spilling the whole tea about the younger Trump, Baron. They call him Baron because they want him to be a baron, right? So, anyways, I wanted to talk about Rose from Queen of Kings. Child, I was up last night sewing by hand with these long ass nails trying to make it work. And I'm sewing a mini version of the dress that I was making. And by the way, this is a whole dress. Worrying about, oh my God, 27. I feel your pain, my darling. This is a dress. So this one is not a three-tiered skirt thing. It's just a straight skirt. But again, it has elastic in the waist right here, a little skinny elastic. And I merged the top, the what you call this thing again? The wrap, faux wrap. This is faux wrap because it's not tied. A real wrap is you wrap it and you tie it. And this it's not open. Like you see these two buttons? This whole thing here is not open. It's sewn. And I put these two buttons for sham. So these buttons don't work. You can't open and close them. But I put it there so I don't have to pin it with a brooch, right? Ah, ah, ah. 27 of you and Joshua said the same thing, you know. When Joshua heard about the unalivenment of the animal, Joshua said, whoa, 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 what? He's a psychopath. Child. So what I've been trying to do is get the elastic in this waist, right? So I've been hand sewing a little replica, and I'm gonna try to put that elastic into that. These nails are, ugh, they're messing me up. Anyways, everything is about money. Everyone's out to make money. I swears. I swears. So, Miss Queen of Kings, I was watching one of her episodes last night because I was up sewing late and I said, "Make I turn on this. I cannot stand this song of that girl voice. She is so cocky over nothing." Because even though she makes a lot more money than I do at YouTube, she is broker than I am because she don't know how to control money. Yet she want to charge people $400 to take her course so she could teach you about money. Bitch, what can you teach anybody? How to twerk your ass and play the race card to make money, right? So, anyways, the girl first, the two oldest son is for a different dude. That dude name is Adonis. So Adonis has a wife. The wife came to him with two of her own children, and then they have two together. That wife was on this other girl channel, but the girl recorded her secretly and put it out there. But the wife kept figuring out she was being recorded anyway, so she didn't say nothing out of pocket. But she was spilling the whole tea about that girl Rose. And I couldn't hear what the hell she was saying because the girl who played the recording, she's talking to her in the recording. And then on top of that, she's doing one of those little station things so that nobody can steal her thing. Like a, like when they put the stamp over the thing saying TMZ like that. No, she was over there doing like if it's the bear. I don't want to say the name of her channel, but if it's the Bear Pantry Show, I'm going the Bear Pantry Show, the Bear Pantry Show, the Bear Pantry Show, the Bear Pantry Show, the Bear. What the f? I can't hear what the gal is saying. So somebody said, "Could you stop playing that thing above so we can hear?" Because she was premiering it. And she said, "Can you send effing cash app if you want to hear?" I'm like, okay, well then why play it? The little group that I go listen to every evening, and she's coming on tonight. My little Tosh is coming on tonight. We put money together to get $45 to go to that woman's Patreon to get this video ourselves, and she didn't have it back there. She had nothing back there. You can't be faking out people like that at Patreon. You know what I mean? We're talking about Rose from Queen of Kings, and it's spelled Kween of Kings. I'm telling you, 27 of that girl frustrate the hell out of me, but why do I go back and watch all the time? I think we like to see a train wreck. I don't really go back and watch her content. I will watch other people that's reacting to her content. But last night, her content popped up in my feed. It hasn't popped up in a while because I kept telling YouTube I don't want to see it, right? And so I played it. So she's at the pool. She has these two. I'm going to do quote unquote. Oh, wait, make a sidetrack for a second. Remember where I was? She was at the pool. Remind me. Sandra texted me 2 days ago and tell me that her cousin just told her that her great grandfather was named, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, Grinage. And he was Scottish. People, what is going on? I feel like all you Caribbean people in here related to me and Joe. Doing a DNA. Watch it. Brenda related to me. I know Brenda related to me. Because my father had some cousins named Sigiri. Brenda just hasn't done the thing yet. I tell you, the, Sandra is Trini. I don't know where the Greenwich come from Joe's side, but I know Joe's mother's dad was from Barbados. But where the Greenwich come from, we don't know because then people may act hoity-toity. Hi, Myrna. Joe, Joe didn't know his grandparents, his dad's mom and dad. He knew them from a distance, like over there in the window. That's them in that house over there in the window. They couldn't set foot in the grandparents' home because they came from Joe's mother. No, Joe's mother was way prettier than Joe's father, and she had six picnic with him, but that grandmother didn't like none of them because they didn't like her. And according to Joe, it's because they were lighter skinned than the other grand picnic them. The grandmother had, I don't know, because they were a smidgen lighter. It's not like it was a lot, okay? I don't think it was a skin thing. I think it was she didn't like that so-called daughter-in-law, which Joe's mom and dad were never married on paper. They were common law for like 50, 100 years. And I guess because they, she didn't like that daughter-in-law, she didn't like the spawns that came from that daughter-in-law. Okay? So we don't know nothing about them Greenwiches. When people ask we and think we to try act stupid, we just don't know about them. The granny was really fair skinned. When they say light skin, people don't like when they say fair skin no more. The grandfather was dark like Jonem. Okay? So this girl, she likes to wallow in the fact that her last two children with the white man are biracial. I take great issue with that because them Pitney are not biracial because she comes from a Jamaican descent father. The father was born here, but his parents were Jamaican. And so she mixed up with all kind of mooks. She probably have Chinese in her because there's a lot of Chinese mixing in Jamaica. So them two Pitney are really biracial. Them children are more multiracial, just like her two older kids, even though the father is Black American and she's technically Black American because she was born here, right? The mother looked mixed up too. The mother has a book, and I wanted somebody to buy the book for my birthday so I could read the book. The book is $15. But there's a lot of things that I want for my birthday that the book wasn't the top priority. But if someone were to buy the book, I would read it and I would have all the notes taken so I could go back into Task Chat and tell them what the book said. Child, I'm going to buy my $89 capture card so that I can transfer my children's old home movies onto digital, onto the computer. So she's over there, she telling the little boy we're four. No, he's golden looking and very racial. Uh-huh. Very racial. She telling the little boy he now that he's in Hawaii burning up in the sun, his skin got darker and his hair got golden. Why does the sun do that? Why does the sun darken our skin but lighten our hair? It's really weird, right? So it telling the boy you to look as black as mommy, not as dark. Even the Mexicans will say moreno. They won't say negro, right? He says, you're as black as mommy. And he goes, no, I'm not. I'm white like my dad. I said, holy shit. I fell out the bed. Had to get myself up. She's waiting for 5 o'clock. Had to get myself up. I said, oh shit, he told you. Because she don't like people to call them black boys. She wants them to be called biracial. The boy said, I'm white like daddy. And he said, what kind of hair you have? He says, these are my dreadlocks. Poor boy, they have identity crisis. And she said, no, I know what you meant 27 Ave. If I didn't get it, I will ask you to clarify. He said, the hair is curls. And he goes, it's ain't no curls. It's my dreadlocks. So this girl liked to pop her dry ass titties out to feed that baby. The baby going to be 8 months on August the 20th. The baby was born on my wedding anniversary, December the 20th. So I can never forget that baby birthday. That baby is not getting no more nutrition from her. Now, I nursed all of my babies for 2 years. But at that age, 7, 8, whatever, they were only nursing at night to fall asleep. They were eating baby food, cereal in the milk, stuff like that, right? Mashed potato, mashed plantain, Belizean picnic. The baby don't have no teeth, and she's trying to feed the baby table food that you have to chew like corn on the cob and fried chicken and stuff like that. Jesus Christ, the baby can't chew that thing. That's why the baby pick up a lizard and eat it the other day because the baby hungry. All right. So she didn't want the little boy that's 4. He's very aggressive with her. And when that girl Tosh said he's gonna be another R. Kelly, oh, they lost their mind and flagged the gal channel, all type of stuff, right? Maybe she was saying he was gonna be a talented singer like R. Kelly. But he was beating her ass last night, the 4 year old. And when he done, the 7 month old, almost 8 month old, started to slap her up too. I said, "Oh my God, Myrna, this girl, Let's Get Messy. She said she's gonna go live tonight with the wife of the first baby daddy, husband, the first baby daddy wife. She's gonna go live with that girl, and she's gonna do an interview, and she's gonna put the link up or whatever, and I'll share it. Okay, I'll send it to you guys if you want to see that. But she didn't put it up yet, so I'm getting kind of nervous because it's coming close to 6 o'clock when she said she was gonna do it, and I don't know if the girl backed out, but maybe the girl want like somebody like Tasha K to interview her so she could get paid, which I don't blame her. But Messi said she was gonna interview her. So she tell the 4 year old baby she's sitting out there at the pool because she don't have no furniture in her apartment since they got the apartment a couple weeks ago because they've been knocking around from pillar to post in Hawaii. They don't have no furniture. And so somebody asked her in the chat, how come you so rich making $16,000 a month in YouTube but you don't got no furniture? She only probably makes 16,000 one time. And after that, that AdSense probably dropped down to 3,000, 4,000, but she ain't gonna come back and tell you that, right? And so she said, because I'm a content creator. And somebody was like, what the hell does that mean, right? And I couldn't see the chat as it was going because I was in the replay and the chat didn't load back up yet. Sometimes the chat take a while to load back up when you're doing the live like this, right? So I couldn't see. So I could only hear her answers, and the person probably asked, well, what the hell does that mean? And she said, it means I'm waiting for a brand to come and give me furniture so that I can advertise for them. Well, child, let me tell you something. You're gonna wait in vain for these brands because these brands have caught on that influencers are hungry and that they will work for product, work for free, work for anything. Me, I can't. I can't. I'd rather stay broke than take somebody $29 lamp and have to do a whole video on it. Am I not worth nothing more than $29 to make a whole video edited? The editing you take 5, 6 hours to edit. You have to go retape. Oh hell no! Then when you think you have it right there and tell them, oh, we never want it like that. Right now, there's a company who reached out to me for some kind of camera that goes on top of the house, but it looks wireless. Now those cameras are iffy usually because they have to use the Wi-Fi, right? So I'm waiting to see if they'll respond because they wanted to give me a pair of the cameras with the box, the tower thingy, and the value was $549. And I said, well, hell's yeah. If I try it and I do the video and I don't promote it and do what the hell I do, I know like it, I'll sell it. You know what I mean? Okay, so Miss Lucky, she said no, that the man never paid no child support in 8 years that they've been separated, yada yada. According to the wife, the man been trying to pay the child support, but the man is tying his child support to visitations, and those are two separate things. You have to pay your child support, and then you have to file other documents about visitation. So the money is now being garnished from his paycheck. The girl that kept saying her logo over and over again, where I couldn't hear what the freaking, I had to like separate my hearing, like do selective hearing to hear what was going on. Said that the man is paying out $410 per child. I don't think it's that. I think it was $410 for the two children. The wife say them two older boy, and I like them two older boys, man. They're 9 and 8, and I just thought they were so humble and sweet. The wife said they will call her at 2, 3 in the morning because there's a big time difference from Hawaii. California is behind most of you guys. Most of you are 3 hours ahead. So right now it's 7:27 for you guys. It's just 4:27 for me. Well, it's just probably 1:27 for them in Hawaii right now because they're 3 hours behind me. You see? So they don't know the time difference. They call this girl, I think they're in Georgia, and they call her 2, 3 in the morning and cuss her out. 8 and 9 years old. And she said, I don't hold it against them because they're young kids that don't know any better. But she's the one behind them telling them what to say because I hear her in the background. Why would you do this? Why would you train your sweet boys to disrespect their stepmother? That's their stepmother. She's married to their dad. Why? I don't understand women that does that. Why would you not want them to have family all throughout? You and the father didn't make it. There it is. You have two kids for him. You have two kids for the white man. They have four over there. Between all of them, have eight picnic. Everybody should have been getting along as half siblings. You know? So I don't know what the child support really is. I really wish Messi would get this interview. And I'll post it on my community wall if you guys want to see it because I'm waiting for this interview, child. I don't know that Messi is getting it though because Tosh is going to go live like at 7. And I'm like, Tosh would never go live and interrupt Messi's live because they're friends and they go on each other's panel. So maybe Messi's thing will be at 6 and be done by 7. And if it runs later, Tosh could push hers back a little bit later. Kathy, you're driving and listening. Thank you, honey. So this girl, she okay, at first she wasn't doing the race card as hard as this, but she was always doing this thing where it's like my white picnic M versus my black picnic M, right? But no, she's doing it really, really hardcore and it's annoying. It's annoying. When the two older kids go to school, she's off to brunch with the two younger kids. That's all she does. Then she talk about a nanny coming from Arizona where she lived, where she has the Airbnb, and the nanny is studying to be a doctor, no less. And the nanny is going to move to Hawaii and come nanny for her. Where the hell is this nanny going to sit? She don't have no furniture. No. Why won't you go to Walmart and buy a cat playing table with the four chairs? I know I would at least do that. I would go buy a couple of beanbag chairs if I don't have the money to afford the furniture, or if I'm truly waiting for a brand to offer me something. I would go buy some beanbag chairs, right? Because those are cheap. I would go buy one of them four square card playing tables with four chairs where the children can sit and do homework. They can sit and eat. Stop feeding them picnic on the floor. This girl is doing the most. But I want to hear what this. At first, I didn't want to hear what this wife had to say, honestly, because I'm like, okay, you're gonna dislike her no matter what. The wife did say that she tried to run her over. I don't know how many years ago when she was holding the second boy as a baby, and she was pissed and she backed up the car to run her over. She hopped out of the way, put the baby down safely, and grabbed her out of the car and beat her ass. The wife beat her. It's not really even Japanese style that she's doing though. She's just sitting on a hard, cold floor. She bought this white rug for the baby to crawl on, and then she started to do splits and all types of nasty sex dance on the damn rug. So everybody said the rug probably smelled like sardines. Don't put the baby on that. Child, I'm telling you, the aunties in the internet, they're doing the auntying because they're like, let's put money together and buy the baby a high chair. That's the kind of stuff we're doing. Let's put money together and buy the baby, a playpen. We don't know how they live, but we definitely, somebody could find out how they live because they always the show the outside, right? And when they say that, all of a sudden you say, high chair show up, playpen show up. So they're like, well, thank you, God, she's listening to us because the baby need toys that can teach him things. She has the 4-year-old. She's teaching him preschool because she claimed preschool is too expensive. You say you're rich. You say we're some broke ass busted bitches. That's what she called all of us, right? She has a dry erase board with the letters on it, and she's teaching the baby to write with the marker. That's not what he's gonna do in school. When he gets into school, they're gonna give him pencil and paper. So you need to teach him how to handle the fine motor skills of the pencil because it's easy to write with a marker on a dry erase board. You make a mistake, you just wipe it off. The baby can't, the little 4-year-old could barely count to 14 right now. Before that, he only could count to like 8. In the past 2 weeks, he learned a little bit more. I'm like, why would I want my children to be dumb? You see my degree, where I have my top degree that I have is an associate's. I didn't want to go more. I didn't want to go for a bachelor's. But Jory went for bachelor's, then master's. Joshua was like this shy of a bachelor's, and then shit happened with the money and stuff, and he's like, I quit. And when I asked him, do you want to go back? And he goes, no, for what? What's that bachelor going to get me? Nothing more than bills. But Jory has a lot of bills for that master's. Oh, yeah. Gotta drink me water. So then the man made a video. You notice I'm not showing none of their footage because I know I strike my channel. The man made a video. I think it was a short. And he was, of course, taking the blame for everything that girl does. I think every now and again, She tells him, get out there and take the blame for everything that goes on. When I go crazy and I cuss out everybody and they peel away from me, you need to go out there and apologize and say, you done me wrong and that you're not being a good husband. And then, therefore, this is why I'm acting this way. And he looks like a whole asshole. What the other men in the internet, they call him the red pill man, they call him a cock. A cock. I say, Lord have mercy. Speaking of Japanese, Myrna, the girl want to go to the well, we said she want to go to the red light district because she want to go to Japan. I'm like, girl, they don't like them black people over there in Japan. And then you went over there with your ratchetness and go twerk. They gonna lock you up, just like how Putin lock up them people. They gonna lock you up over there in Japan. They're gonna say you're dressed to naked, you're showing your bare breasts while you're breastfeeding. She have her big boob out and the baby nursing, and it right in the camera. I'm like, you're not just. It's not just women like me that are watching you that will know how to avert our eyes and like, okay, that's a natural thing that she's doing. She's feeding the baby. It's perverted men. Remember open box? Remember a periscope? When those Middle Eastern men would come on the periscope train and say, open bobs, that means open boobs. That's what they're trying to say. And what that means is show me your boobs. They just didn't know how to translate it. Speaking of translate, I still watch. But Kathy, I'm not watching her channel. I only watched that one video last night because it popped up in my feed. And I thought it was going to be a short video, but then it got to be a long video. So I watched about an hour of a 2 hour video. But child, I watch the reactors that are reacting to her. And I think the reason why I'm still involved in it or interested in it that way is because I want to see the downfall. Because she's too cocky. The cockier they get, the harder they fall. I don't want any harm to come to none of the children. I really started to pray for the kids because I really feel like she might be one of those snapped type people. But every time people get out there and they get cocky, my man, my man, my man, and my man's perfect, and that's what she does. My man's perfect, you ain't shit. Just because, like somebody said something in the chat, like I said, the chat wasn't showing, and she started to cuss that person out, right? And when she repeated what the person said to me was nothing that the person said, and she started to tell her how you dumb, how you not have no education, how she don't even know how to get a man, that she's probably a spinster, in her bed at night wishing to have a man. You don't know nothing about nobody, girl. You're 29 years old, going to be 30 in December. You've been married 3 of the 6 years you've been with the man. So you were nothing but a baby mama to him too in the beginning, and he didn't take care of the child the first year. Her sugar daddy did, out of her own mouth. That's not allegedly. She said it out of her own mouth. But you're going to teach me how to have a good marriage? And talk about you have to put your husband first. Then she keeps saying this Bible scripture. She says, a man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. And she says, the Bible didn't say that a woman that findeth a husband findeth a good thing. I'm like, oh, shut up. Shut up. Because the Bible also say, wife, honor your husband, right? Like Jesus honored the church. So girl, shut up. Come talk to me when you have 40 years underneath your belt and you still naturally like each other. It's not about love. Anybody could love anybody. You could love a dog more than you love a human being, right? It's not about love. It's about like. I still genuinely enjoy Joe's company. He enjoys my company. We like each other. We laugh, we joke, we tease. And all that's a part of the bigger picture, which is the love. But like I told you guys before, anybody can say, I love you. I love you. I have cousins that do that. I love you. But then they screw you over and they stab you in the front while they saying I love you. Girl, you keep that love. You keep that over there. So when I started to watch her channel, Kathy, she wasn't doing this type of stuff. She probably was always like this, but she was only putting out shorts. And so there's only so much of a person's personality you can get in shorts. And they were funny little skits. Then she started to do long form videos. I guess she was doing them before, but she had stopped to do shorts. Then she went back to some long form vlogs. And I didn't care so much for the vlogs, but she wasn't pissing me off. It was just like, okay, vlogs are kind of boring, but I'll go back to the shorts. And then she started to do lives. And that's where the whole thing fell apart because she cannot hide the ogre that she is. She can't hide what she is. She's an awful, awful human being. And you know what? Like mother, like daughter. The mother said the father's a narcissist and the father used to beat her. That's supposed to be in the book now, right? The father hasn't said nothing negative against the mother, but the mother act just like her. Every time the mother come on camera, see my hair? It's soft and it's real. I don't have on any lace front. Yes, because I'm mixed. Mixed with what? Lard? Because they always look greasy. Mixed with what? That's why I don't want to pay for her book, but I want to read it. Jory said he was going to download it through some app for me. I was like, child, get the book. Let me read the book. I said, I want to find out what make this girl tick. Because this girl swear thinks she is that, all that and a bag of chips. But like Joe would say, but she ain't got the dip. She ain't got the dip. So one of my dad's ex customers, and she's only an ex customer because my dad's not here to do the business anymore. She's a white lady, moved to Belize and became a naturalized citizen of Belize. She lives on the Keys. So she wished me a happy birthday on Facebook, and she said, "But your biggest, most real birthday gift is coming in November, right, Barbara?" I'm like, what the f this lady talking about? God, I hope my dad's not coming to America and told her, and that why, Jesus. So I sent the text to Christine, and thank God Christine is on my team because she's smart. And she texts back right away and she says it was kind of ominous, but I think she may be talking about the elections. Girl, I would have never thunk. I would have never thunk that lady to talk about the elections. And I had already told the lady to please explain what she's talking about. And so she explained that it was about Kamala Harris winning and how it's going to be her birthday gift and her Christmas gift is going to be gift after gift after gift for her. Kathy, did you see what Myrna said? I know Kathy's driving, right? Kathy, did you see what Myrna said? Myrna said you don't have to go to the strip club, you just have to watch the She channel. But nothing about her is attractive. She used to be attractive when she had a little bit more weight on her and when she had her natural hair, but long natural hair. When she bald her head the other day like Britney Spears, and whatever that crap that came back and started to grow, that wasn't giving anything. That was giving 9-year-old boy. Then have the nerve to tell the 9-year-old son that he had like Brillo compared to hers. And so then she put in some kind of instant weave. So I guess it's not a wig, but it's something that's I don't know how the hell an instant weave work. But she has long hair now, but she has it ratchet as usual. She doesn't do nothing for herself. She has longer hair under her armpits than on her head. She always have white toenail polish on her toes. She needs my sister to tell her, stop putting on white nail polish. That has gone out since 2008. That's dead and gone. She's always naked. 27 Av. She always naked. Yeah, she told the son that. She told the son that. And then, to me, the little boy hair never looked so at all. No, Belize people have a saying that if your hair is really, really nappy, and there's clumps here and clumps there, but it's not really a nice thick fro, we call it black pepper green par roll down dresser. Do you guys say that in your culture? And what that means, a roll down dresser is a formica dresser, a kitchen counter, formica kitchen counter. And the black pepper grains are the grains, the one that you grind. And you say if you throw some on the counter, the way they separate is how some people's hair look. The little boy here didn't look like that. He had a nice thick head of beautiful hair. He was twisting it slightly. It was looking good. She getting there and start to plait it and hurt up the little boy head. The next little boy, he have a little bit softer hair than the older brother. She get a white man, the clippers, the white man. F up that little boy hair. You guys, most of you are not as old as I am, but growing up in Belize, if you're born in the 60s or even the 50s, there was a series of books that we had to read in school that's called The Brothers, I think. I think it's called The Brothers. I have to ask Joe. But they were like the Seven Brothers. I think the Seven Brothers. God, I wonder if the book exists. Yeah, picky hair means the same, means nappy. Picky means nappy. No, I haven't watched her in a while. I haven't even gone and watched her boyfriend in a while. Kila come into my lives now and again when I do the live at the other channel. A lot of people don't know about this channel, but it's okay. We could build our little foundation back here for a while. Let me look at Amazon to see if that book exists. The Seven Brothers. The Seven Brothers, they look like some type of Asian brothers, and they were all like, they probably was septuplets or something, but they all had this bald head and one big plait coming out their hair, and they all had powers. And I remember one of them said, one of them could swallow the whole ocean. I keep forgetting that Keith, what's his name? The white hair man? Not Keith Oberman. Keith, I forget his name. Hold on. Let me see. Keith Morrison. Keith Morrison is Matthew Perry's stepfather. So I guess he made a comment after they arrest 5 people in a Matthew Perry death. They're going to just to kill up the people out there now? Seven brothers. Seven Chinese brothers? I think it's them. Yeah. I think, no, they were bald head. They were bald headed though. I have to ask Joe. I don't think it's them. I don't think it's these Chinese ones here. Seven brothers. Maybe there's another word in there. I'm gonna have to look for that. But that's how they do the Lee boy hair. Almost bald. All hair on the side is bald. And there's one thing going on, a little rat tail in the back. I'm like, why they do this to this poor baby though? They gonna tease them in school, and that's exactly what's supposedly going on. They're getting teased in school. The little boy, 8 years old, and he came in front of the camera in one of the lives. See, when she do these lives, she can't take these things back. If I'm taping something and something is said that's not right, we can delete it, edit it out, right? No. The little boy come and he say, you do so. I'm 8, and I know I look short. I didn't think he looked too short. I thought he looked normal height. I know I look short, but it's because I don't get enough to eat. Ave Maria. I honestly stopped watching Beloveds from the time Killa Killa come out and brought his tape about them and their supposed sexcapade. I say supposed because I didn't see the tape. I only heard it. But it did sound like her to me. And I stopped watching Shifan then. She don't even come up in my feed. Is she still doing mukbangs? Did you hear about the content creator that did mukbang, and I think it's a girl, she exploded and she's on a live because her whole stomach exploded because she ate, like, I'm probably gonna get the number wrong, but I'm gonna exaggerate, 25 pounds of food in one sitting. And Jory had me believing it was the hungry white chick that's always eating with the cacao avocado. I was like, no, not her. I actually like her. It's not her. It's some from some other country, some other Asian country. The girl just blew up her whole stomach. How did people could eat so much? When I overeat, I feel bad. I'd rather go to bed extremely hungry than go to bed over full. Today is Friday. I'm gonna have a snow cone, and I'm gonna go make a different cake. I'm gonna make a red velvet cake, and I'm not gonna frost the sides. I'm gonna do that naked thing where the thick layer of frosting is gonna be in the middle, and then we're gonna put a lot of stuff on the top, fruits and chocolate melting. And I think that's the cake I'll do for the front of the book, because that white cake wasn't doing it. That white cake got washed out. Once Joe brought up the brightness to see my face, you couldn't see the cake anymore. It was just gone. So I'm gonna do a different cake. I'm so glad you guys are here and listen to me talk about this thing, because I'm telling you that girl frustrate me. And sometimes I don't tell Joe and Joshua none of the story, nor Jada. I tell Jada less because Jada's hardly here. But sometimes they'll say, what are you going with that crazy girl? I'm like, oh my God, I'm glad you asked. And then I start. Usually when people start to frustrate me, I stop watching for a while though. That's why I stopped watching her directly. And I would just watch through what the other reactors are doing. That's how I would get a lot of her footage through what the reactors are doing. Mm-mm-mm. I told you guys I want to hold the nails are getting longer, right? I'm like, how are these nails getting longer when I wish they would get shorter? It's because they're growing. They're growing. Oh, I got something to tell you guys. So I went to Walmart today. I started the conversation with that. And I saw my sweet friend at Walmart, Diana. Diana used to go to a Bible study with me that my friend Lisa used to have. And we were faithful to that thing, man. So we're still prayer warriors together. Yeah, when you're too full, you feel sick. I'm drinking this lot of water and I'm starting to feel sick. So every time we go to that Walmart in Rialto, I want to go look for Dee. She's not there on Mondays, but I want to go look for her and say hi. Joe can't stand it because we have stayed there and talked 3 months worth of stuff, right? So Joe said, I'm gonna go get stuff to bathe with, the liquid soap. I said, I'm gonna go see Dee, and I escape, right? And I'm friendly with everybody there that work in the eye department, but Diana's my friend. So I saw the other young lady. I'm like, is Dee here? He goes, yeah. So Dee came out and she said, oh my God, are your ears ringing? And I said, no, why? What happened? And she said, I was just talking about you earlier with some clients of mine. People came to get their eyeglasses or whatever. And I said, about me? Why? What happened? And I thought maybe she saw the birthday vlog or whatever, because she watches. And she says, no, they were saying that they were going to go to Belize and that they're Belizean and whatever. And I said, oh, like my good friend, she's Belizean too. And he goes, well, who is she? People will always ask you to tell you the name of the Belizean person because they might know the person. You guys remember when we went to the beach and the white man came and sat and listened to Jada? And when he saw that she said Belizean American artist, he says, is she from Belize? I said, no, we are. And then she was born here, but she's our daughter. And he said, oh, my office manager is Belizean. And I said, well, what's her name? And he said, Nancy Usher. And I said, oh, I know her well. Tell her I said hello. Tell her I'm Barbara McNabb, right? And he was blown away. He wondered, how the hell did I know her? He went back and told her, and she says, yes, I know them. We know the entire family. And he was just like, oh my God, I can't believe Belize is so small. Y'all know each other. That was just like coincidence, right? So they asked Diana, and Diana said, my friend is a little celebrity. She does YouTube. And so she said the name, Bare Pantry Show, and the lady was like, we watch her. And we watch her husband's channel. And so Diana was the one that ended up being shocked. No, Esther is working at a different Kaiser location today, and she ran across a young man. And I don't know what struck up the conversation. We didn't get that part of the story yet. But the young man told her that Joe is his godfather. Hi, Sarita, darling. I love that, but I read over and over. Oh my God. So, you talking about the Seven Brothers? Sir, do you know the name of the book? It's a series, remember? We used to love reading the next one and the next one and the next one. So Jory contacted me and said, Daddy have a godson that live out here? And I said, yeah. And he goes, who is that? And I said, Lewis's son, Lewis Jr. And he's all like, really? How do I not know them? I said, because I stopped talking to the mother a long time ago. The mother dead now. She died like the year before my mom. I said, I stopped talking to her because she's the one that went and started to spread rumors, said me to keep to a Joe brother. Bitch, like I can't get no man outside of this family. I said, so I stopped talking to that bitch a long time ago. And then I ran across her when I was getting the scan for my brain because of the vertigo. And she was fighting breast cancer. So I was decent to her. And she started to follow my Facebook. And then like a year later, she died. And I didn't feel any bitterness in that year because she didn't like fast with me. She would just like things about my mom when I would post my mom's health update and stuff like that. But we never really talked. Then I went to her funeral, and tell me why they had to do the service 2 times, because the chapel started the service early. And by the time the people came from LA on time, they're like, oh crap, we started. Like if it was supposed to start at 11, they started it at 10. And so when the people arrived at 11, they had to start it over and go. Only she would have 2 funerals. So anyways, um, Esther was like kind of thrilled that she met Joe's godson on her job because he works at Kaiser too. And she's all like, hey, I met this guy and he said blah, 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 blah. Is he blood related to you guys? Sarita, you missed the beginning. Sandra texted me to tell me that her cousin told her that Sandra's great grandfather name was Grinage from Scotland. Sandra, she looked like she really and truly related to Joe, child. Yes. When? Girl, what you talking about? Myrna. Belize have over 400,000 people. Two face and two funeral. That's how it goes. That girl, when the woman came and told me what that girl was a good friend. I shouldn't say girl because she's older than Joe, or maybe same age as Joe, right? So she wasn't in my run. But when we moved out here, we had nobody. When we moved from LA to out here, all we had was racist KKK. We had nobody. Her sister moved when I moved. They bought a house that away, and I used to go over there all the time, and she used to come over here all the time. And our kids played with each other, even though her kids were older than mine. And we relied on each other for emergencies and stuff. 2 years later, the one that I'm talking about finally moved out here because the job was moving this way, but the job took like a year or two to do it. We moved pretty quickly. And she, when I would have the dizzy spells, because they didn't know that I had Meniere's and I didn't know what, oh my God, I'm dizzy. I panic. The whole day is gone to hell. I gotta sit. The kids, I have to like keep them right near me, blah blah blah. And she would say, "Don't do that. When you're having these dizzy spells, call me. I will come and pick you up, and I'll bring you to my apartment or my house, and I will watch the kids for you. I'm not gonna whisk the kids away from you, and then you left there by yourself with the dizzy spells. I'm gonna come, or I'll come and sit there with you until it's gone." I mean, really, really great offers, and I felt like she meant it, but I never bothered her for it. I would just like tie them kids to a rope and sit on the couch and go, "You can't go past here." Well, I didn't really tie with a rope, but I would set up gates and stuff, and till I could get through the day. So imagine when this new girl came on the scene, new lady, and she called me one day and she said, "B, um, I know you just met me and you don't have any reason to believe me, but that girl is not your friend." And I said, "Why?" He says, "The things that she has said about you, I really have to shake my head." And she says, "I met her through our husbands playing sports and I became friendly with her. But I'm taking several steps back because if you know her for so, I know her since I got married to Joe. I got married to Joe in 86, and this happened like around 1995." And it goes, "If you've known her that long and she can talk about you like that, and I just met her, what would she not say about me?" So I told my sister. My sister say, "No, it's Joe's godson, not nephew, godson." So my sister said, "Don't believe the girl that's telling you the story because you just met her and she could have ulterior motives. Why don't you?" I said, "Well, what am I going to do to know if the story is true?" And she said, "Tell the girl, if don't call her and ask her to do this. But if she calls you again with another update, ask her to do this. Ask her to put that next one on the three-way line because we have had landline with three-way line feature." And so she did a couple of weeks later, and I said, "Would you mind putting her on the three-way line? If you don't want to do it, I understand. But I want to hear it for myself." So I'm in the kitchen and I'm cooking, and I have the thing on mute, and I have the phone long cord going back and forth at the condo. It was a galley style kitchen. I'm going back and forth cooking, and she called the girl and she said, "Hey, remember that stuff you told me about your friend Barbara?" And she said, "What?" "I don't know, Myrna, I mean, I don't know where you to get 61,000 from, girl. You need to wake up, girl." So anyway, she said, "I don't see what you're trying to tell me about her." And so the girl say, "What?" And it goes, "The things you told me about her children." Because I told her, don't put words in her mouth. Don't lead her. And so, because I wanted her to not be guilty of this, right? And so she said, "You can't see that? What happened to you? You blind? You have cataracts or something? You can't see that older boy?" That's Joshua. No, Joshua had long hair with a plait down his back, right? And Joe had a half brother. Well, he's still alive. Not had. He has a half brother that's brown skin like me, maybe like Jada's color, because Jada's just a shade darker than I am. And by the way, so this color I have right here with the sunburn, that's the color that I would be if I lived in Belize. I wouldn't be light like this. I'd be this color, maybe even darker. Okay. So um, she said, "Don't you see? No, Josh. You see how Joshua look? Joshua look Pakistani." Don't you see that older boy looks exactly like that one brother with the long hair? Because Joe brother had long hair and a braid also. But the kids loved their uncles and wanted to be like them, right? And so Josh was like, put a braid in my hair like Uncle Richard. And I said, what the hell? Joshua looks nothing like Richard, right? Except for the plait. And so she said, and the second boy, that's Jory, if you cut off the other brother's head and put it on that baby's body, that's exactly him. Now, Jory did kind of favor that one brother, Rudy, but not like that. Not like, oh my God, I favor him to the no. It's just a resemblance. They're blood relatives, right? Now, that brother was locked up in a Mexico prison for 4 years when I conceived Jory. So I don't know how he did it. Virtual osmosis or something, right? So, oh, so no, I mean Sandra and Joe's sister and brother. No, they're supposed to be cousins. I think cousins. But Joe is my cousin too, so we'll see if Sandra is related to me. But I don't think Joe is No, wait, I think Joe is related to me through his dad. Child, maybe I tell Sandra go dig up the password and the username from which app you use to do your ancestry DNA and give me your username so I could go in there go fast. Or I could give it to cousin Jay so she could go fast because she might be related to cousin Jay too, right? Yeah, so this lady just was grinding me to pieces, like when you put the thing in the mortar and grinding the spice. That's what she was doing. I said, oh my God, you think I'm a whore like you? Because she was the biggest whore. She would go on dates with her lover in front of her she husband. The man would pick her up from the front gate while the husband in there crying his eyes out. Me don't like that. Like, oh my God. That thing hurt my heart though. I wanted to zip open the wall, crawl inside, and zip it back shut. But I had the presence of mind to record it on the little coda phone thing that we had for the phone, the answering machine. So Joe was able to hear it for himself. Joe said, I never hear that thing. I mean, I said, you to lie. And he says, and I know that you won't lie, but I'm glad I heard it for myself. Big fight broke out because I cut she off immediately. She don't know why. 2 weeks later, I gone buy a pregnancy test to find out if I was pregnant with Jada. That's the ending of March 1995. We pull up like this in Target, then pull up like this. She and the sister. The sister was still good friends with me, but I had stopped calling her too because they are sisters. And I didn't want her to get involved in this. And so when they pull up like this, the one that's tight with me got out the passenger side. So now she's on Joe's driver's side. And she says, Barbara, I want to talk with you. I want to find out if I did something to you because why are you not returning my calls? And I said, Rose, I'm sorry. You didn't do anything to me, but your sister did. And she says, what the F? What did I do to you, bitch? What did I do? I'm like, she won't F around and find out. So she comes out to her driver's side. I'm on my passenger side. So Joe already come around. And I said, I'm going to tell you what you did. Because I'm not going to play a game. I said, you know what you did. I told her what she did. And she says it was a lie. And I said, I have you on recording. This is not where I have to go word of mouth. And she goes, well, so what? Mouth say anything. And that was her excuse. And after that, I had to see her at company parties. I just avoid her. They're white people from England that own the company want to know, how come the Belizeans are not sitting together? Because I don't like that hooker. I told the truth. Don't like her. But her two oldest kids, man, the nicest, most humble, sweetest kids. And Joe is the son's godfather. She did me wrong. She did me wrong because I'm younger than her. I'm probably good 10 or 11 years younger than her. And instead of trying to look out for me, woman to woman, you gonna tell these whole lies by me? And then I wasn't even forward with Joe brother them. I'm the kind of person I don't grin and show you my teeth because I say I could command to her. That's what my granny teach. Grin, but don't show them your teeth. Because if you show them your teeth, they're gonna think they could command to you. Like when the same girl, Queen of Kings' mother said her stepson came on to her because the girl saying that she slept with her stepson, the daddy's son. And I'm like, nah, this lady didn't do that, right? And when she told the story, she said, well, he did come on to me, but I put a foot on that and I told her his dad. I was like, what would make him even want to come on to you? I don't understand what that feels like because nobody comes on to me. Nobody. From the day I get with Joe, and I was 18 when I got with Joe, not one person ever grin and look at me sideways and give me googly eyes. Maybe they do it and I don't say no, but nobody does that to me. And I know it's not because I'm ugly. It's because of how I keep my face out there like, you better step back. How the song go? Step back, step back. Me don't know you like that. Or you don't know me like that. Mm-mm. No. I don't understand that coming on to, did you open the door and let that happen? So we got story. It was really weird though, because once you don't screw me like that, I hate you for life. But I didn't hate her towards the end when I saw her at that hospital, that place to go take the test. I didn't have Kaiser yet. Didn't have Kaiser again because I had Kaiser prior. And the clinic that I went to send me to that hospital to go take the scan. And I sat down and God let me see her first. And I showed John, I said, look over there. And she was with her older daughter. And the older daughter looked up and saw us. And of course, we are uncle and auntie to her. That little girl used to use her own money to buy Christmas gift and bring for my boys, even though I didn't talk to her mom for like 5 years after I stopped talking to her. When the kids got older, then she stopped coming with the gifts. And she'd jump up and hug us. And then she told the mom, look, 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 Joy and Barbara. And I know she probably don't know what her mom did, but she knew something happened. And I was like, oh God, I don't want to say hi to this woman, but I'm over there with despair, right? Don't know if I have a brain tumor. I'm like, maybe I shouldn't live like this, God. And I'm going through things in my brain. And then finally I said, okay, I'm going to make the first move and I'm going to tell her hello. And I said, hi, so and so. And she looked away. And I was like, this bitch is dying from whatever she has because she had a whole thing tied around her hand like she had a port. And she going to turn her face from me. So the daughter elbowed her. And she took a few minutes and then she looked up and she goes, oh my God, Joe and Barbara, is that you? How are the boys? She didn't know that I had a baby girl because, the thing happened when I found out I was pregnant with Jada. So Jada was born December 95. That happened March 95. And she's, how are the boys? How's everybody doing? My God. I'm fighting breast cancer over here. I've been fighting for 7 years. I think it was coming back and coming back or whatever. That's Betty Wright song. You can't show your teeth to every guy you meet. No pain, no gain. That's what it is? Okay. You just don't notice. Hazel, I'm telling you, when God always show me people before I see them, especially if they're enemies, I'll get to see them first before they see me. That way I know how to conduct myself. I know how to govern myself. They never see me first. I was like, what in the actual hell is going on? But the little kid follows me, the young man follows me on Instagram, and he's humble and sweet and nice. Hmm. It's crazy. And we're all Belizeans. That's why I tell you, whenever I've gotten hurt, it's always from a Belizean. I think if I didn't have Joe, I would not be married to a Belizean. Because it's always a Belizean. In the past 40 years, whenever I've been hurt, it's always by a Belizean. Why? Because you let your guard down with them. It's like, oh, it's a Belizean. They're not going to hurt me. We went for a walk yesterday. Instead of going to Walmart yesterday evening, we went today instead. And on the way back, this young lady and her dad, I thought it was a husband at first because the guy looked really young. And they were in this little hatchback car thingy with a rack on the top, and they were going through stuff that people put on the side of the street. Not like going through the trash, but like people put big, bulky items out, and they're like, oh, let's see if we could use this. And so I asked the girl, could she use that mattress, that full mattress that I didn't sell at the yard sale? And she was so excited to get that mattress on the frame. I gave her my number and she texted me. She lives in the apartments down the street, and she's like, "Thank you so much." And I'm like, "Man, that felt good that I was able to give it away because the mattress is only like 3 months used. It's been in the shed for like 2 years, but Jada only used it for like 3 months because she realized she didn't like foam. And it has a thing that you can zip off and wash. So the mattress underneath, I'm sure, is very clean. And she was so happy to get that. She said they're Guatemalans. Coffee messy. That woman is a grown ass woman. She been knowing Joe before I met Joe. I met Joe in '84. Joe moved here in '79, and I think Joe knew her husband in Belize. So she been knowing Joe. Her sister, the one that was cool, has a kid for one of Joe's uncles. So you know they were intertwining. And for her to talk about innocent me like that, I'm like, me, the only man I ever been with is Joe. So it's crazy. It's crazy. Talk about my two picking in. But guess what? Guess who have the last laugh? I did ancestry DNA, and all three of them kids came out for Joe. And a nephew popped up and said, "I knew you was my uncle, and I knew that so and so was my daddy, even though he tries to deny it." Girl, I can't tell none of their story. They're public there now. Because then done the talk say me to tell for me for them business out there. Remember that's what the sister said when she had the fight with Joe the other day? She's out there talking my business about who all I sleep with. Bitch, you don't know who all you sleep with. How the hell am I supposed to know that? Me to talk about them people. So, but this nephew, the dad used to always claim him. And then at some point I hear the dad say, if that for me, I'm like, what? That for you. I don't even think we need Maury. That look exactly like you. You only lighter skin. I said, really? You gonna deny this Lee boy after years of claiming him? So the Lee boy said, I knew he was my dad because this thing come up say you my uncle, and he's the one that has, besides Joe's three kids, he's the one that has the most what do you call the thing? The numbers? CPM? Not CPM. See something. He has the most thing with Joe. His supposed people, African Americans, always do him dirty. I feel like it's a culture thing, Kathy. Like if you're Black Americans, you're gonna have issues with the Black American community because the same thing I just said, you let your guard down thinking, okay, I'm one of them. They're one of me. They're not gonna hurt me. Like I always remember this guy that does cakes, Bonnie, and Belizeans show up to his house to order cakes, supposedly, years ago in the 1980s, and they beat him and robbed him. And after that, nobody could go to the house unless he knows somebody who knows you, who knows that one other. They F it up for everybody. You know, the man do good cakes and everything, but they know you keep your money there because when you don't have no papers and things, you have to keep your money home. And they robbed them and beat him because he trusted them because they were Belizeans and he let them in because they were Belizeans. Yeah, yeah, it's your own kind, and I feel like it's because of the guard thing. You know, because there's good and bad in everybody culture, right? There's good and bad people in every culture. That's why, like, when my uncle, when he was alive and lived in Texas, and he would hear a Belizean person talking on the aisle over there in the supermarket, he would get excited because he left Belize like in '71, so he was happy to see another Belizean, and he would run over there and he would make a big to do, and he's a big bear of a man, so they were like, he's very towering, and so he's just going on and on and on and on, and they would exchange number, and he would invite them to the barbecue and this and that, da, 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 da. And he says, don't you do that? I'm like, hell no. When I hear another Belizean talk here in California, this is long before I had the show, I go quiet. I start to talk good American at that point. No kind of Belizean accent. Because I didn't want to know that Belizean. I'm going to drag my flag out of my car right now. Don't let them track me down and know I'm Belizean because they ain't coming to my house. Cruffy equal ratchet. Cruffy is ratchet. Hmm. I think he did hair too. He's a gay guy, remember? Bonnie. They had Melvin too, and they were friends. But Melvin did my wedding cake because Melvin is the in-law to one of my mom's school teacher, and so that's how we knew Melvin. They beat Bonnie in the 1980s and robbed him. Belizeans did it. That man was dead the other day. Blue Boots. What that man name? He's the brother to Joe's niece husband. Joe's sister Picnic, Joe's niece. She's married to this guy, and this Blue Boots guy is his brother. They come for the funeral. She's been here a month. She said she was gonna reach out to us to see us when she came. Me and here beef, pork, no rice and beans out to her. And you know what I do? I don't chase people down. So is Belizeans that kill blue boots? Mm-mm-mm. Hi, wellness, darling. I think that's what it is. It's not just the crab in the barrel thing. It's, oh, we are all from the same culture, from the same community, from the same country. So let your guard down and trust. I told you guys one time I went to the mall years ago and two young black girls were going by. And so they're walking, this Joe is on my left and they're on, next to Joe, but going that way while we're going that way. And after we passed them, one of them reached behind Joe and grabbed me by my arm and started to pull me towards her. And I'm screaming and Joe deaf. So I'm like pulling on Joe and Joe, look, Joe's gonna beat. And they're like, we're sorry, we're sorry. And they're like, we recognized you from your show. And this is early on when I started to do the show. I have pictures of them. They turned out to be really nice young ladies. But they were Africans that moved to Belize as teenagers. Their mom died shortly after they moved to Belize because she had colon cancer. Daddy continued to raise them there. They both got into the nursing program in Belize and then went to Canada to finish their studies and then came on an excursion to California from Canada, and they were at that mall in Ontario right when I was there. It was a weird story. It be your own people though. Yeah, they betrayed his trust because Bunny used to let anybody in the house to go pick up them pretty ass cakes, man. Always Belizean. When I hear the accent, I run. I run. When I first started to do YouTube and we had business cards, Joe would look and see the Belizean flag in people's car, and then he would dog them when they're coming out the store and go, "Hey, can you watch my wife's show? She's just starting out. She's doing a cooking show on YouTube. It would really help. Can you spread the word?" And most of them would be nice. I'd say about 90%, and there's that 10% that would say, "Me know she." I flew with a card. It's like, okay, do you have reason to hate her? Because I know I wasn't with her man. That's how they stay. I told you guys about the crazy Belize teacher that wanted to read my manuscript and hold on to my cookbook and like, no, girl, mm-mm. Trust. They say trust but verify, right? That's what you have to do. Trust first, but then verify who these people are. Yeah. Anyways, this was an awesome conversation. We went 1 minute and 12, what, 1 hour and 12 minutes. We're doing good with our 20 hours this month. Today is Friday, so we're probably not going to do another live till Monday, but I might do a live at the cooking page. I do. Oh, crap. There's a video. Oh, it's already done. There's a video. It didn't premiere. It didn't premiere, though. I just let it release. I released a video at 5 o'clock at the cooking page, and it was just a little 3 minute snippet of my sister's visit when she came the Saturday before my birthday, and then the rest of it was the beach. The rest of it was at the beach. And then Joe has some footage too. I might edit something for his page. We trying to work it. Did Grandpa feed you? Hey, Grandpa feed you? Yes or no? This baby is still grieving. It's been a month since we lost Winnie. The 12th made a month, and it still hurts. And Sherry Shepherd's cousin, the one that works for Channel 5, he was married to this guy, Chris. And I know they were split up and possibly divorced, but I think now they're friends again. But we still stayed friends with Chris, even though he had split up. Well, Chris had to put his dog down today, and she was only 8, and he is reeling because every picture that you see, he's with that dog. So I'm praying for him, just like how you guys prayed for us a month ago to lift us up, and we get stronger and stronger day by day. And we don't like when people say, "Oh, you need another dog." It's like, yeah, we know, but we've had a lot of dogs, as you guys have known, about 8 dogs, right? And the death of every one of them broke our heart, but none crushed our hearts and our spirit like this dog. Because she was different from the day we got her. She was a dog with a human brain. You know, Cora's still doing dog stuff. Winnie was doing people stuff. You know. Oh. No, there's a lot of them out there, Kathy. There's a lot of them out there. My mom and dad went to Sacramento first, and a Belizean screwed them over and put them out in the cold. in like February, out in the cold. Why? Because he was pissed at my dad, and my dad didn't know. He was a cyclist like my dad, and my dad didn't know that he was pissed at him, and he said, "Come stay with me and my girlfriend." And the minute my mom and dad got there, the second night, he said some crazy ass thing like, "Then feel you have five and I have five." My dad's like, "What the hell does that mean?" And he said it over and over again like a crazy man. Then he finally explained that he's talking about five senses. And my dad go, "Yeah, everybody has five senses." And he goes, "Get the hell out of my house." Put my mom and dad out in the cold in Sacramento. The girlfriend, my dad called their boss. They work for the same person. The boss put my mom and dad up in a motel that night, then gave my dad an advance on his pay so my dad could go get a little apartment. And the guy was like, "Aren't you guys from the same country? Why would he do this to you?" My dad says, "I have no clue. I honest to God have no clue. We were friends in Belize. We're cyclists together. We this, we that." And the girlfriend called and told my dad a few days later that he had had it planned for over a year, and he wanted to pay my dad back for some slight that he thinks my dad did to him. And what was the slight? He wanted to go to America because he had his visa, but he didn't have money to travel. Why are you going to apply for a visa and not have money to travel, right? And so he came to my dad and says, "Can you lend me money?" My dad told him no, he didn't have the money to lend. But a week later, my mom went to America, to Florida, because my mom would travel every year to buy instruments for my dad's band. And they planned for that every year, put that money aside throughout the month. And so, and even if they didn't, that's the man's wife. How can you compete with the man's wife for money, right? And so he said, "Oh, you did have the money all along, but just didn't want to help me." And so he found the money someplace else, came to America, and planned his revenge. Effing Cruffy, right? When they had the cross country race the other day for Easter, and I see so many pledges people put in that man named Kent Smith, Kent Smith. I'm like, God damn, this evil son of a bitch. Because you don't forget those people's names. He did, because he had type 1 diabetes. My dad told the boss, he has type 1 diabetes. You could keep putting him on those roof and things to paint those houses and see what happened. The guy got rid of him right away. Payback is the bitch, and then you marry one. I'm telling you. I know I loved Winnie more because she ate my pot of buns. It's because Winnie was a lover. She wasn't a fighter. You start crying when you come and you could drop all your tears on top of her head. I put up a picture above where her bed is today. Every day we get better though. They did that to my mom and dad. They went to Sacramento too. Yeah. A lot of them they stayed there. I know because my friend that worked for the radio station tell me they're out there. A lot of them they out there still. You just don't come across them, Kathy. Stay away from them people, girl. Stay away, stay away. Yeah, I have a lot of stories to tell. People in their trifling ass self. And I will call names. I will call names. When I see them put all in pledge and loving pledge for Kent Smith, I'm like, you don't know how evil he was. Put the own country people out in the cold because you want money. What the hell? All right, guys. I will see you Monday at 4 with another live. Unless something happened over the weekend that's popping and we could get ratings and views, we'll do that. But I will go live at the cooking page on the phone, not in here, so we could talk crap over there, okay? He dead already. He got the worst karma. He been done dead. The diabetes took him out eventually. And all of them, the Bible says you will look for the wicked and they will be no more. They will wither away. That I always believe that. Anybody who had done me wrong, I will look for you and you will be no more. Yep. Thank you, Simply Smarter Shopping. You were the first one that came in today. Bye, guys. Bye, Sar. Sarah, I'll call you after prayer. Bye.